everybody. Welcome. I had to get that out. It's the first time we've all been together in a long time.
Yeah.
Season 5 finale. Woo! We saved a great show for you at the end. Charles and I are going to sit down with Jon Blanchard and talk local politics. Who are you girls talking to today?
We are going to talk to Christen Stovall. She is the author of the Song of Souls trilogy, and she's going to talk about her second book in the series.
Sweet. But first, we got to start. You knew we were going to go here. We got to start with the election coverage.
No.
Early on, about a year ago, somebody here said they were voting for a certain candidate who actually won. So Charles, talk about your boy.
Well, you see, I'm looking out there, and I think I'm like smiling.
He's smiling.
Why are you smiling?
Why are you smiling?
Because Mr. Trump won. And I do remember, didn't we do a show where we had the Republicans
We did.
and the Democrats?
We did.
I don't remember that.
And, you know, we were...
You were hugging up on the Democratic guy, and he was standing next to the Republican guy. I remember that.
There you go.
I remember that.
I don't
And
remember
that's all I'm excited about. It's wait to see what really happens. I mean, I have no idea, because it started out, when we campaigned, it was going to be one thing, and it's kind of already changing.
Kinda.
But it always happens. It doesn't matter. It's politicians. They're going to tell you one thing, and they're going to do it.
So you say politicians lie?
They always have.
No.
Always have. Okay.
You're kidding me.
Well,
lie?
I've been saying it all the time, but every time I say it, you guys look at me like I'm crazy.
No.
But now he says it,
Like you're crazy?
and you're like, oh, yeah, it's all fine.
No,
They lie.
I'm
no,
just
we
wondering
totally
what's happening
agree.
here.
Politicians lie,
Okay,
so
good.
you never know what you're going to get.
Right. Did anybody else, when they went to vote, I'm assuming that all four of us are in the category of people who voted. Did anybody else have a moral dilemma when you went to vote? I had a moral dilemma. I walked in there, and I'm voting, and voting for president, that was the first one, and I was like, dang, I wanted it to be the last one. That way I had some time to think.
To marinate on it.
Right, because I really hadn't made up my
You
mind.
had years
No,
to
I
think
couldn't
about
make up
it.
my mind. I knew who I wasn't going to vote for. I knew I was not going to vote for Trump. I was not voting for a misogynistic, woman molesting, race inciting person who was happy that he cheated on his taxes and filed for bankruptcy 4 times. He literally bragged about that in the campaign. So he was out. I wrote him right off. And then I moved on to Jill Stein, who I think is an idiot.
Oh.
And the reason why I say that is because now here she is. She ran, took votes away from Hillary, and now she wants a recount in 3 of the states that Hillary lost.
And she raised the money for the recount.
For her pocket, which kind of makes her a little bit of a crook. Couldn't vote for her. And then there was Gary Johnson, who couldn't name a world leader. So you can't be a world leader if you can't name a world leader.
Yeah,
And he said, well, you know, I was kind of caught under pressure. But as a president, you're going to be under pressure. Couldn't vote for him. So then I was left with Hillary. And I stood there 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. And I was just like, I don't feel good about her. I just don't. Since about 1992, we've been talking about this woman, and she's always been under an investigation. She's never got caught. Listen, nobody says nothing about you for 20 years, and it's not true. So she's got to be a little crooked, a little shady.
Oh, and she's also the woman that can accept her husband doing whatever he wants to with any woman.
Stand by your man. Now that's.
I'm just saying.
That's
I'm
the
just
thing.
saying.
Right.
And it was obvious. It was
Yeah.
brought to the country. Nothing was done.
Yeah.
It was just like.
And so when I'm voting, people are just in and out voting. I wanted to just yell, how are you, am I the only one with a moral dilemma here?
Yeah, most people had their minds made up by the time they got to the polling stations. I did. I just bring right through it.
Right. Well, you know, I just couldn't do it.
I knew exactly where I was going and what I was doing, and I was in and out in no time.
And like we talked about earlier, what I think, and you know, it's yet to know, but had Bernie Sanders maybe been the candidate, or as we talked about earlier, he would have been with Hillary, it may have took a different outlook. But the way it was, I mean, he had a lot of, I think Trump had a lot of secret voters. You know, people that didn't come out and say, I'm voting for Trump,
Right.
but they already had their mind made up that they were. And I could just say, I never really went out and said I'm voting for Trump, and especially when I got relatives like they said, don't put that sign in our yard, and I'm just sitting there going, oh boy. But I didn't. Of course, I didn't have a sign out in my yard.
You didn't want that ridicule. You
I didn't want
you don't
it
want
at
that
all.
attack. You don't want none of that.
None of it. So I didn't have that sign. But there was a lot of people that was like that. And I don't believe it's all Hillary. It's just that I think that some people are kind of tired of what's going on, and they're thinking that change could happen. Now, what kind of change, I really don't know. But people think there could be change. It was just like when Obama came in there, they said change.
He ran on change.
And they believed it,
Right.
that change could happen. And that's what the people want, is change. And so now we're at that point again where there's a lot of people that want change.
I think you bring up an interesting point too about Bernie Sanders and Hillary. I think Hillary losing may have been a little bit of karma coming back
Could be.
for rigging the DNC
Yes.
nomination.
Yes.
I feel like that was.
All them wiki email leaks, that kind of hurt, didn't it?
Well, I don't know about the email, because I wasn't concerned about the emails. What I was concerned about is how she became the Democratic
The
nomination unfairly, and I don't know why that wasn't investigated better.
So you're talking about the superdelegates that were sort of on the side. She
Well-
was not really worried about too much about
No.
about the polls and about Bernie Sanders and how popular he was, because she knew all along that
Yeah.
eventually she was going to
It was her turn.
nomination.
Well, because she had a friend
Right.
who was
Right.
leading the DNC,
Right.
who ended up going under the bus, falling out.
Right.
She took the hit for Hillary becoming the.
Her friend was just trying to hook her up with a job.
Exactly.
Everybody wants a friend to hook you up with a job, right?
But
little
she was
hookup.
thrown under the bus, and I'm sure that's. I just felt like it was a little bit of karma for Hillary there, because I do think had Bernie Sanders been the DNC nomination person, that I think he would have maybe done a little better
Yeah.
than Hillary.
Why do you think she didn't pick him as her running mate?
I don't think he would have gone with her.
Really?
Yeah. I watched a lot of interviews where they asked him if he would be interested in being her vice, and he would answer, "Are you interested in being a vice? I'm interested in being president." So I don't think, I don't think that he really was on the same agenda as she was.
That's like the best job on the planet, right? Vice president.
No, he wants.
You're not responsible for anything. You get to fly all over the world.
Yeah, but then she's top dog. She makes the rules. I mean, I don't think he would have much influence over her because she's already pretty established.
Well,
It is what it is, and I guess we'll see. The next 4 years is going to be pretty interesting. So do us proud, Donald Trump. Do something to make change. Do something to make this all worth it. We're counting on it.
just don't kill us all.
Yeah, we
Please.
would appreciate that. We'll be right back. Hey, we are back, and I bet you've been wondering where this girl has been.
Yeah, me too.
I
Jail?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah, that would be a great explanation. Jail
It
or
would.
vacation.
Yeah, so
All
which
right.
one was it?
Well, neither.
Okay, what have you been doing?
I am now a small business owner. I opened a nonprofit. Oh,
Good
look
Wow.
at me.
So that's the business side of the table over
That's
there.
right.
All
So
right.
I opened a nonprofit. I am now the proud owner of a small daycare center in Lindsborg,
good.
Kansas.
Cool.
It's
What's it
called
called?
Sprout House Learning Center.
Cool.
I am licensed for 52 kids.
Woo!
Wow.
I
That's
have
a lot of
16
little
staff. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a lot of work. It's a lot more work than I thought it was going to be.
people. Wow, surprise.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Why didn't you warn me that this is hard?
Well, it's hard, but if you take hard steps now, you'll live easy steps later.
Amen, brother.
So,
So,
That
yeah.
sounds like you got that out of a book, or did you just make that up off
Wow.
the fly?
Yeah. So I was late getting here tonight because I was working on payroll because tomorrow's the end of the month. I got to pay people now.
Right
that's
on.
good. That's good stuff.
So what do you do there? What do you do there with the
Yourself a
kids?
little.
I am. I'm
Tell us
being-
about it a little bit. What do you do with the kids?
So I've got, originally in Lindsborg, there was a daycare center there, but they didn't take infants. So
Okay.
I changed that, and now we have spots for infants. And so I have a room of infants and then a workshop of preschoolers. So my preschoolers are 30 months to about 5, and then I have after-school care where we are able to use Messiah Lutheran Church on Bethany College's campus and house my school-age after-school program in the fellowship hall. And it's working out beautifully.
That is awesome.
I've got guys, I've got gals employed, I've got college students, I've got single moms.
So you're helping the economy.
I am.
This is what America's all
Making a
about, right
difference.
here.
Making a
And
difference.
she has a
Right here.
nonprofit.
A
so-
nonprofit.
So that's
And she's
no,
filling a huge void in her community, which
That
is
is good.
so
Yes.
great.
Yeah. For the first time in my whole life, I finally understood why some people are Republican. I finally got it.
Oh!
Thank
Hey.
you.
Clicked. I thought, oh,
I'm about ready to spontaneous combust.
I'm still
can't
not
believe what I
one.
just heard.
I'm far
That's
from
how it
it.
started, though.
But it made sense. I thought, oh, I can get this and this and this. Oh, I can.
All right. I was
can
just about ready to
All
say.
about the freebies.
I was just about ready to say we need to go into business, but after she said that, no, I'm not going to.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
I think we're going to draw a line right down this table,
Yeah.
and it's going to be party on this side and
Business
business
on
and
the
other
Republicans
side.
on that
Right.
side.
We are a TV mullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, business in the front, party in the back.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
No, but you really are doing, that's a good thing that you're supplying jobs for people. And that's one of the things that actually, contrary to popular belief, that Brownback had intended for it to happen was small businesses like yours to supply jobs for people. It didn't occur like that because everybody didn't go out and build like you did. Like you said, it's not an easy thing to do.
No, it is.
But you did go out and do that, and that's what that whole plan was intended for. But it didn't work out like that.
No.
People didn't go out, and
Right.
and when you go out and I kind of know what she's talking about. When you go out and do that, it's not real easy. It seems easy, and when you look from the outside, it looks easy, but it wears on you, and it's not really so much as a physical wear, but it's a mental wear. So you
Amen.
it mentally actually drains you,
It is.
But she's helping the economy.
big time.
And speaking of helping the economy, Black Friday, right?
Uh,
Nothing helps the
tax
economy like
breaks.
Black Friday.
That's right. So since I'm a nonprofit, I don't have to pay sales tax. It was a great Black Friday shopping day for me.
I
I
bet.
saved hundreds. Happy holidays.
Oh, look at you. Now, did you stand in some long lines?
No, you know what? I didn't go till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It was awesome. It was still busy.
Okay, so I did go out on Black Friday. I went in the afternoon, and I stood in a Kohl's line, and it was absolutely dreadful, horrible. I'll never do it again. But then the next day, I needed to go back out and finish up some things with people that weren't with me the first day. So we went back to Kohl's. The sales were better. The discount was higher.
No.
Yes. Things were marked
After
down.
Black Friday?
Things were marked down 50%.
So it's the Black
And-
Friday okey doke.
And they did a 20% discount, whereas on Black Friday it was only 15%.
Oh my.
So it's like, unless you're battling for something that's not very many are in stock and you really have to get in there and grab that item,
Yeah.
I'm not really sure I'm all that sold that Black Friday is a great thing.
See, and that's a business move.
Yeah.
Because they overbought what they needed. So then in order to get rid of it,
cut
they
it
come
even more.
cut it, that next day.
That's that side of the table right there.
No.
Side of the table over there.
Yeah, it's that
No,
side.
you're already
Yeah.
thinking that
It's
is a
down.
good idea now, isn't it?
Yeah. I didn't Christmas shop. I business shopped. I spent like 3-4 hours in Menards. I bought trash cans. I bought stuff that I needed in the daycare that was half off. I bought staplers, scissors,
So you used it to your advantage.
I did. I really did. My poor kids are getting nothing this Christmas, so.
Aw,
But love and gratitude.
there you
That's
go.
all you need.
Oh,
That's all you
shove them
need.
in a trash can and give them a
That's
stapler. They'll
right.
be happy.
Merry Christmas.
We will be right back.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So, John, what got you interested in politics?
Well, boy, that's a loaded question, Charles. There wasn't really a natural interest in politics, other than I saw local politics and serving on the local governing body as an opportunity to use some of the tools that I've acquired over the years of land planning and landscape architecture and a lot of the design and community volunteering things that I've done in the past in other communities to kind of bring back to Salina and see if I could use those skills to help my hometown when I move back.
So what do you see for 2017?
Well, for 2017, I think a lot of it is just a continuation of some of the policy changes that we've sought to change and solidify since I came into office back in April of 2013. And a lot of those are centered around housing policy, affordable housing, land use policies, and how we grow as a community. And all of those things are tied in very much to economic development and people's earnings and wages and good jobs and being able to offer a good education to their children and just a good quality of life.
That's good. With that being said, in 2017, we have some new people coming in. Like I believe we have a new county clerk.
Right.
So what do you think about those local elections?
Well, I tell you what, it was a quite interesting election, and I hope that once again Salina and Salina County are great again. So I think that's kind of the key thing. But local elections, kind of from the state on down. I'll start at the state. I like that. It looks like we're sending some people to Topeka that have a more broad idea and perspective of what taxation and what growth policies and things such as that are the impact that they have on everyday working people. As far as the education process, I think we're going to be good there. I think we're going to probably get our schools adequately funded. Hopefully they'll take a look at the tax policies that actually have a trickle-down effect and really harm and affect us on the local level, county and city. As far as the county jobs, there were no city elections, but there are 4 new county commissioners, and I think that all of us at the city are willing and eager to put our best foot forward to help welcome them and make their transition to their new jobs painless, and also hopefully try to get our relationship with the county onto some better footing and start really working together in a spirit of cooperation.
So if there was one thing that you could see that changes next year, what would that be?
Well, I tell you what, there are 2 really big things that are happening. One is that a lot of people see over on Ash and Pitt the field house going up, and that's been under a lot of consideration. There are also a number of other proposals on the table that have to do with redevelopment of downtown Salina. Probably the thing that I'm the most excited about is the opportunity to go in and clean up an eyesore that has been with us for 50 years, and that is the river project.
Wow.
With the voters voting for a portion of the sales tax to go towards that cleanup and getting water back through there, and a lot of the really nuts and bolts and none of the glitzy really things that go with that river. I think it provides the biggest opportunity for the biggest change in the perception and the aesthetic of the city to get that all cleaned up. And I think it will help to be a catalyst to trigger more redevelopment, and especially residential redevelopment that is adjacent to the river. And then also it will trigger us to start thinking more clearly and seriously about a master plan for Kenwood Park as well.
Wow. Wow.
Which kind of works in with working with the county and so on, is that, as we start to clean up that river, we're going to have other assets that we're going to be able to leverage, and I think there'll be a lot of public-private part of that, but our part is from the public realm to get the river cleaned up, get water flowing back through it, and make opportunities possible.
What would you say in that? Do you see new businesses flowing along there?
Well, I think that it's going to open up opportunities for that. I think probably one of the single biggest beneficiaries of a renewed river and a cleanup of that is the downtown. I think that if you get that river cleaned up, then the downtown can really flourish. So there's a lot of activity happening downtown, and I think a lot of that can happen together, but I think it's really critical that we get that river underway, and so that for me is probably one of the things that I might have some control over, and that is to just make sure that it becomes a priority because the voters have voted on it, and we need to make sure that we fulfill those promises that we have.
Wow. Well, I'd just like to thank you, John, for being on the scene. I really appreciate it.
Sure.
And thanks for your opinion.
Right, and I probably left out one thing that I think most people are going to be really happy about, especially your fellow scene talent, and that is that I think that the great thing about the river is I think we're going to try and get Lindsborg to pay for it. So,
Wow.
Yeah. So you might pass that along. We're going to have a great river. It's going to be wonderful. We're going to be great again.
Wow.
And Lindsborg is going to pay for it.
Wow.
Hey, can't be better than that, can it? It's huge.
That's huge.
We are with Christen Stovall, our local, wonderful author of these two books. She is writing a trilogy, and her first book was Soulbound, and that came out when, Christen?
That came out September 1st of 2015.
Okay, and this is your brand new one, Soulfire. Love these covers, these are gorgeous. I heard they were designed by your sister?
Yes, Rachel Gagan.
Absolutely beautiful. So tell us about the second book.
Well, the first book ends up being more of an introduction to the world and the characters, and the second book we start to really kind of delve into what's going on. The characters are dealing with the repercussions of what they endured in the first book. So it's darker, it's more mature, and there's just a lot of stuff from within. So they're facing adversities from within and without.
So when you develop the characters for this trilogy, tell me how you relate to them. How did the development of those characters come about?
Well, the idea of having the main character be a young widow came from my experience of being a young widow. Then a lot of it came from just my love of fantasy, but each character is part of me. Like there are parts of each character that definitely are me. And as I go along, they become more their own people. There is one character, the wizard, named Lysander, and he is based off of a very dear friend of mine, so, who has a beagle, and the character has a beagle too.
That's cool. Interesting. I know you do a lot of Renaissance stuff in Kansas City and out and about. So are these characters kind of Renaissance-y in a way?
The timeline, since it is a fantasy world, I would say it's kind of a mixture of medieval and fantasy, or Renaissance. I didn't want to be pigeonholed into one or the other, so I kind of wanted to just bounce off of both.
So you mentioned second book is a little racier than first book.
Yes.
So, like, is it appropriate for young adults, or would it be adult content only? I'm asking just because of the, the hit.
It's, I would say young adults could still read it, but I would recommend that parents, look at it first. Everything's very tasteful and nothing's explicit.
Nice.
So are we PG-13?
Yeah.
Okay.
So no 50 Shades here.
Gotta put a
Okay.
rating on
I couldn't
this.
even get through that book.
Okay, I know, me neither, girlfriend. So I hear you on that.
Right.
So that's kind of where I was going with it.
Yeah.
And it would be a great thing maybe for the Salina Public Schools to get it in their young adult libraries and maybe in their high school.
Actually, I have a 1-copy donation policy with libraries.
Oh, fantastic.
Either schools or public libraries, and it's amazing how few of them don't accept that, don't take you up on that, even though it hits the qualifications for it. Yeah.
Why do you
That's
think
shocking.
that is?
I think a lot of times, particularly the ones I've just asked here in Kansas, they think, oh, it's just a local author. So they always think, I'll put it in the local author section. So if you're past a certain distance, they're like, well, you're too far. And they don't even really consider it or look at it. It's like, well,
Oh.
That seems like a waste, actually, especially if you're willing to donate it.
Yeah.
Wow. You have a book signing coming up.
Yes, December 10th at Ad Astra.
And earlier you were telling me about somebody who was interested in reading your book, a celebrity.
Yes, he's an up-and-coming actor named Jake Stormone. And Jake, if you see this, I'm sorry. I'm sure I totally just butchered your last name. He agreed to read the first book, and if he likes it, he will let me put a little blurb on the cover.
That would be amazing.
He's been in the fantasy series Mythica. It's a movie series, and that had Kevin Sorbo in it. And he was also in a movie with Mickey Rourke called War Pigs. And he's got a TV series coming out called Extinct.
Wow.
Yeah,
You act like
he's
you've
kinda-
seen War Pigs. Have you seen that?
No, but I know Mickey Rourke, and I think he's fantastic.
All right,
So,
War Pig or not.
I don't care what he's in, I'll watch it.
It would be super fun to have a book made into a movie.
Yes.
Yeah, is that kind of like a dream of yours?
It is. It's something that I hope to work towards. I've sent copies to people in LA, and that doesn't really mean anything will happen, but it's a step. Yeah, I definitely would like to see film versions of it. In my brain, I already have some of the characters mentally cast.
Oh, okay. Well, we won't give away that part of it yet, but do tell us when you think you're going to be writing the third book.
I will probably start writing in the next month or so. I thought I would take a longer break, but I'm already kind of kicking into the thing that happens right before I start, and that's I don't sleep. It's not
Yeah.
good. Fall asleep at 4 in the morning, and
Yeah.
then you wake up a zombie.
I know how
True.
that goes.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all this with us, and good luck with your book signing and with all of your book sales. Remember, these are available at Ad Astra.
Ad Astra, Amazon, you can order them through Barnes & Noble, and they will be in the Go Indie Now book subscription box in April of 2017.
Cool.
Nice. Wow.
Soulbound, Soulfire. Get them from Christen Stovall.
Hey, 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 another great show. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Where can they send us an email, Shauna?
The scene at salinatv.org.
And-
But we're going to try some reverse psychology here. We've never gotten an email, so we're going to tell you not to send us an email, and maybe you will.
If
Quit
you
blowing
tell
it
them
up.
about the reverse psychology,
I know, it
then
doesn't
really
work.
Oh,
Shut up.
never mind then. The scene at salinatv.org.
Or you can send us a message on Facebook at The Scene.
Hit us up.
Do it.
Facebook.
So we're going to take a little break now, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
Going for the holiday
Holidays.
break.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. While the merry bells keep ringing. Happy holidays to you, Salina.
Bye-bye. See you next year.
Okay, so do you
Cute.
see this?
I look huge.
Well, where am I?
Step forward.
You won't be. you two.
I just love the fact that we're color coordinated. She's got her.
Oh, we are.
I mean, we kind of all are.
See a little.
But yeah, that's what I was going for.
I know, me too.
You tell me if I'm allowed to say these words, and you will either bleep them, not bleep them, or Jeff don't use these words.
Bleep.
Okay, I'm good from there.
That's the only one you were worried about?
Well, I know if you bleep that one, I don't even know. I don't even ask about the rest of them.